Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. And today I am so excited to welcome back a channel favorite here, Miss Karen Flowers from Karen of Curl House. You all, yeah, exactly. Woo, cheer. We love ourselves some Karen, and we are so thankful to you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come back and grace us with your presence and your wisdom again. And everybody, grab your beverage of choice, buckle up, get your pen and your paper, and let's go because we're going to have an amazing time today. So, welcome back.
Thank you. It is very nice to be back. Very nice to be back. Thank you.
Awesome. So today we're going to be talking about exercise and movement, which is one of Karen's specialties, and talking about exercise, hair loss, what we can do, the benefits of it, all the tips, all the things. But before we get started with that, we wanted to take a few minutes for those of you who might be new or maybe have not seen the previous videos, want to take some time to allow Karen to share who she is, why she does what she does, and maybe even talk a little bit about what we're seeing new in terms of her T-shirt and her where she's taking her business and how we can join along. So let's start though with who is Miss Karen Flowers and why hair, and we'll start there.
Thank you for inviting me to the show. For those of you who do not know me, I am Karen Flowers of Curl House. So Curl House started out as a natural hair salon. So if you haven't figured it out, I love natural hair. I love everything about natural hair. I'm a licensed cosmetologist, although I am retired. Whoa! I still love natural hair, but as a licensed cosmetologist specializing in natural hair, I realized at some point a lot of my clients were losing their hair. And as a cosmetologist, I would always kind of check myself and ask myself, okay, is it something I'm doing to the hair? So after I do my self check, I realized, no, it wasn't anything that I was doing to their hair. Of course, with natural hair, we don't have chemicals. So at some point, I couldn't figure out, well, why were my clients losing their hair? Because at that time, many years ago, in my ignorance, I thought, particularly for Black women, that we're having hair loss challenges due to chemicals, but I was wrong. So at some point, I went to school because I wanted to know the answer to that question: why are so many women losing their hair? I went to school and I became a trichologist. And for those of you who do not know what a trichologist is, a trichologist, we specialize in hair loss and scalp care. So tricho means hair, ologist is specialist. We specialize in hair. Cosmetologist, we specialize in the cosmetics of hair. So as a trichologist, we really do take this holistic approach to hair and healthy hair. So we really take a whole approach. We look at the whole person, not just the hair. Actually, the hair, quite frankly, is the last thing that we look at, because many times if you're dealing with hair loss or hair challenges, it's rooted in something within the body. It could be due to poor nutrition. It could be because you are stressed out. It could be side effects to medication, just genetics. It's countless reasons you could be dealing with hair loss, but many times it's rooted in the hair. So as a trichologist, I help women to determine the root cause of why they are dealing with their hair challenges. And that is what Grow Differently, you can see it on my t-shirt. That is what growing differently is all about. At Curl House, we take a different approach to healthy hair. So we grow hair, and not just hair, because we can grow in many ways outside of the hair. But that is what growing differently is about. It's about taking a different approach. And the different approach to healthy hair is taking a holistic approach to healthy hair. And holistic approach, again, is the whole person.
Mm-hmm.
What's external, but more importantly, what is going on within the body that may be causing you to have your hair challenges. That is the different approach. And I encourage you, I know, Lynn, I know you're doing some taking a different approach to your hair too, based upon some of the things that we've talked about. Different. And I
Yes.
say about that different approach, y'all, sometimes it's not comfortable.
Right.
It's not comfortable. Something my pastor told me years ago. His words, not mine. If you ain't uncomfortable, you ain't growing.
Right.
So ain't. If you ain't uncomfortable, you ain't growing. So growth is different. It may be uncomfortable, but you get uncomfortable and you will grow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so, um, shout out to you because the last time you were here, we talked about this a little bit, but you had encouraged us. And what I love about your approach is it's always sort of take the next right step, take baby steps, right? It's never you have to fix and solve everything, in 24 hours, right? And so you encouraged us, me, to take you just drink a little bit more water, just drink a little bit more water, right? Because you need it. I always have the reasons why I can't do it, but in the last several weeks, I've actually started to really ramp up my hydration,
Yay, good,
um
good.
little steps at a time. But look, and so y'all, this is my ginger mint
Yeah,
um water.
you got
But
fancy.
I did, because that's extra. That's what I do. But so, but what the other thing that's really helped me, even with the drinking in the water, with drinking the water, is I actually use those moments of taking it in, and I definitely track it and everything, but I use those times to literally pray, like, or just to say a word prayer or a breath prayer, like, Jesus, you are my living water, or Jesus, you are my oasis, right? And so in the midst of the day, in the midst of whatever I'm dealing with, or just even just wanting to drink some water, it's a moment of communion almost, right? It's not just about you got to have all the 80 ounces of water. Now it's like, no, let's thank you, Jesus. Thank you for water. Thank you that you are everything I need. It's just, I that's a little thing that I think is helping me actually drink it.
Yes. And see, and that's awesome. That is different. So many people, I teach classes and I help women to restore their hair through online classes. And when we start talking about nutrition and particularly water, you would be surprised at how many people don't like the taste of water. I don't drink it because I don't like it. And I get it. But you're looking at drinking water differently. You're
Mhm.
not just looking at it just to feed the body. You're looking at it to feed the
Yes.
soul and the spirit, and taking that little bit of time, like the living water, what you said, to
Mhm.
commune with God. That is different. That is growing. That is
Yes.
awesome.
That's
That,
awesome. And thank you. Thank you for always the gentle reminders. I always say just
yeah.
to just keep going. And then we'll link to, we'll make sure everyone, please make sure you go to her channel, her YouTube channel. We'll link everything below. Make sure you try to get into this next cohort.
Uh,
So we'll make sure everybody gets all of the information about
okay.
her upcoming cohort, and you can talk about that as well.
Okay. You want me
So
to talk about it now? Or
yeah,
talk
go for it. Let's talk about it
Oh
now.
yeah, so what I've done, you all, in terms of, as I said, I had a hair salon. I closed the hair salon. I started specializing in hair loss, in addition, as opposed to styling, not just hair loss, healthy hair,
Mhm.
education, which is why, in part, why I not started my YouTube channel, but I guess I got back on YouTube because, quite frankly, I started my YouTube channel in like 2012, and
Oh
then I
wow.
stopped 10 years. Then I jumped back on it because I really, really love to educate women about healthy hair. Like, that is my passion, to teach you about your hair differently, not just from how we were raised, like, do this to your hair and put moisturizer in your hair and style your hair. Yeah, that's all important. But I really have started an online course to really work with women on how they can get healthy hair, restore the health of their hair, embrace their hair, style their hair, have a full understanding of how healthy hair grows from within. So I launched an online course last year called Let's Get Growing. Yay! And
Yes.
it's a 7-week course where I work with women for 7 weeks to really teach them how to maintain the health of their hair. Some
Mhm.
women don't have hair loss challenges. Some women have hair loss challenges. It doesn't matter whether or not you're dealing with specific hair loss challenges. A lot of women come because it's also preventive as well.
Mhm.
So it's 7 weeks. And it's both live and videos.
Mhm.
So some videos you'll watch, but also have opportunities to work with me directly. I have like exclusive question and answer sessions where I actually guide you through the process. So it's 7 weeks of really learning how to grow, embrace, and restore your hair. And what's awesome about the program is that you actually walk away with your own treatment plan. So
Mm,
trichologist in person, I gave my clients treatment plans, things that they can do externally and internally to help them to restore their hair. So in the course, I kind of took all of that and dumped it into this 7 weeks. Then
mm.
the course starts on July 30th.
Okay.
And people can go to curlhouseacademy.com to join the wait list or to join the program, depending on when you see this video. But curlhouseacademy.com, you can learn all about the program.
Awesome. And we will have curlhouseacademy.com linked in the description box below. So make sure you head over there.
Okay.
So,
All right.
okay. So thanks for sharing that. That
Okay.
sounds like it's going to be an amazing opportunity. You also said you've already done 3 or 4 cohorts now too.
Yeah.
So you're,
So this is my 4th cohort.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like if you all haven't figured out by now, I'd love to teach. So I do have what I learned as a trichologist is that, as I said, it takes more than hair products. Because yes, believe it or not, I also have a product line that's geared toward healthy scalp and hair growth too. But I realized at some point it's not enough just to use a product.
Mm-hmm,
You really need to take this holistic approach. And that is how Let's Get Grown was really birthed,
mm-hmm,
because even though I have a product line, I couldn't with integrity just promote hair products to restore your hair. As a trichologist, it's like that's a no. Hair
mm-hmm.
products have a place, but you really need to do more than apply a product topically to your hair in most cases to really restore the health of your hair.
100%. It's from even that's even when I started the channel Nourish Your Crown. I went from the inside out, right? Because it's happening at the
Yeah.
cellular level, right? So the biology of it. So dealing with our hair. So I appreciate that. And I could educator is all over you. Like I could
I do. I love
you are educator all educator is all over. My mother's a principal. I work in higher ed. I'm getting my doctorate, but I see educators all over you.
it.
I love it. I love it.
It is.
So, okay, so while you're here, you're here today to talk to us a little bit about exercise. I think it is one of the topics that we don't necessarily talk a lot about in the hair loss or hair care community in terms of the benefits of it. What's the connection between exercise and hair health?
Mhm.
And so, could you talk to us a little bit about just that? Why exercise in some cases, I would even go as far to say for some of us it might be the missing component right now,
It
right, based upon where you are in your hair journey. And so talk to us about hair health, exercise, and what we can do or should be doing. It's all yours. The floor is yours.
All right. So, in terms of exercise, you all, well, before I even talk about exercise, I have to talk about what I feel like is the most underrated factor in healthy hair growth, and that is blood circulation, you all.
Mm,
Blood circulation. You want your hair to grow, you need to make sure your blood is properly circulated through your body, then to your scalp, because you all, growth is in the blood. Growth is in the blood.
that'll
Okay, repeat
preach.
after me. Growth is
Growth
in the
is
blood.
in the blood. That'll preach. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yes, it is. It is in the blood. It really is, because your blood is what has your nutrients in the oxygen for your hair to actually grow. So, in order for your hair to really grow, your blood has to be properly circulated to the scalp. And the oxygen and the nutrients in the blood, and nutrients meaning nutrient dense blood. Let me put emphasis on that, because not all blood is nutrient dense. And how do you get your nutrients from what you eat? But okay, that's another subject. We focus. But nutrient rich blood is circulated to the scalp and to the oxygen. And really, that is what calls your cellular regeneration for your hair to grow in a nutshell. So, the opposite of that, if there is no blood flow, hair won't grow.
Mhm.
So that's the opposite. So that is why it is key that you make sure that your blood is properly circulated through the scalp. So that's one thing you first need to know. So, and what's one of the, there are many ways that you can get that blood circulating,
Right.
right?
Right.
But one of the ways, one of the easiest ways, and yes, I said easy ways because I'm going to share with you some easy ways that you can get your blood circulated. But one of the easy ways is through movement.
Mm.
So exercise is a form of movement. Exercise is a form of movement. There are different types of exercises that we're going to talk about, but movement in particular. So exercise, y'all. What do you think about exercise? What do you think about? What do you think about, Lynn? When I say exercise, what's the first
Exercise.
thing that
The
comes to mind?
first thing that probably comes to mind is like a treadmill and weights.
Okay, great. Perfect. You can
Mhm.
do those. You can do a treadmill, cardio. If you don't want to be inside and look at the gym, look at the wall, you have all of outside. If you are an outdoor person, you
Mhm.
can get your treadmill outside and go for a jog. You can go for a walk. You can dance. That is movement.
Mhm. Mhm.
All you can go. I mean, where I am, there are dance classes. You can go to a dance class if you want to go to a dance class. And I'm not just talking about a Zumba class. Yes, you
Right.
can do Zumba too. But if you really want to dance, if you
Mhm.
want to do stepping, that is movement. That is exercise, and that's increasing your heart rate. That is cardio and aerobic. So you can swim. You
Mhm.
could do water aerobics, even for those of you who may have walking challenges or knee challenges. You can do water aerobics. It really helps with inflammation. It helps with mobility. If you have mobility challenges, you can do water aerobics.
Right.
Oh, I can keep going in terms of exercise. And so get your exercise in. Exercise, when I think of blood circulation, that's the first thing
Mhm. Mhm.
choose from. And if you are a beginner, and if you say, Karen, oh gosh, I can't do it. I don't like the word can't, but I hear it because
Mhm.
if you really can do all things once you put your mind to it.
Right.
But if you say, I'm not ready to do that now, you can start off at home with some simple stretches. Stretching is
Mhm.
movement. So
Mhm.
exercise is key to increasing blood circulation in your body within your scalp. Those of you who are on certain types of medication that may be inhibiting blood circulation,
Mm.
exercise will help with that. So exercise is key. But then there are other types of exercising too. There is neck exercising. Yes,
Mm.
I said neck exercising, moving your neck back and forth, up and down, clockwise, counterclockwise. Don't let me lead y'all in a neck moving exercise because I might do that too.
I
Moving
never
your
thought
neck,
about that.
yes, it increases, it helps to release tension in your neck, moving
Mhm.
it back and forth, up and down. That improves circulation to the scalp. Remember, improved circulation to the scalp is what helps your hair to grow. It delivers the oxygen and the nutrients to your scalp. Moving
Mhm.
your neck can improve circulation to your scalp. And anybody can do that. You can do that while you're at home watching TV.
Right.
You can do some basic neck exercises. And then even breathing exercises, just simple deep breath exercises. What
Mhm.
that does, it activates calm within your body. Breathing exercises. It also strengthens and oxygenates your body.
Mhm.
Breathing exercises also reduces the stress. And you all know what stress can do to the body. It affects the body, but guess what? It affects also it affects the hair. Stress
Right.
does. There are so many studies out there which show breathing exercises, meditation exercises help to reduce stress.
Mhm.
That is proven. It is clinically proven that breathing exercises reduce stress. Meditation exercises reduce stress. And when your stress is reduced, that affects the health of your hair. As some women may be dealing with hair loss or slow growing hair or even thinning hair
Right.
due to stress. Yes,
Yes.
that is
Yes.
real. There's an
Yes.
actual diagnosis to that called telogen effluvium. Hair loss basically due to stress, other things, but one of the main reasons is due to stress. So,
Mhm.
yes, you can do deep breathing exercises, or you could take a yoga class. So I've taken it all, y'all. I'm not a yoga person, but
Yeah.
hey, if it's out there, more than likely I'm gonna try it. So I tried yoga. Yoga can be very relaxing, but it also in yoga, like I said, I am not a yoga person. I know the basics, but in yoga, you do a lot of movements, which I think is called downward down or downward down.
Downward dog.
Yes,
Downward dog. I've seen it.
okay. Yes, where your head is kind of tilted forward. And when your head is tilted forward, that increases that blood flow to the scalp. And you
Hmm.
do a lot of other movements where you're bending down. Even some people will do the inversion method. Have you heard of that? Where
I've
they,
heard of that, where they lay it on the,
yeah,
put their
they
head
turn
down.
it upside down. I'm not I'm not a big proponent of it because, yeah, it does help to rush that blood to the scalp. It's not something that you should do a lot of because it can
Hmm.
have other effects too. And it's not a lot of clinical data that proves
Hmm.
that it's
Hmm.
actually effective. But I do understand the science behind it. That
Hmm.
blood
Hmm.
is rushed directly to your scalp, and that too improves blood circulation. And that's many times you can do a lot of that in yoga, which is
Right.
why I
Right.
encourage yoga as well. So
Hmm.
it's these exercises, even back to the original exercise, just jogging, and you feel good. They release your feel good hormones like the endorphins, your
Yes.
serotonin, your dopamine, your happy hormones. Exercising does that. It releases that. So you get a boost of energy. You feel good and you increase blood circulation to the scalp. I mean, you can't beat that.
You can't lose. You
Yeah,
can't lose.
you can't, and it helps you with your sleep too.
Right.
You
It
know, besides,
does.
it helps you with your sleep. So it all kind of goes together because
Right.
even when you sleep, guess what happens when you sleep?
I think I know, but you go ahead.
Yeah, well, when you sleep, that's when your body repairs
Yes.
itself. That's when it's cellular turnover when you sleep. And if you're not getting good sleep, then that affects your body and it affects your cellular regrowth or cellular turnover of your hair follicles. So that affects hair
Yep.
growth. So it all kind of God designed this body perfectly. It all kind of lays on top of each other, right?
Yep.
So you
Yep.
exercise, and when you're doing basic exercise, it reduces stress, reduce stress helps hair growth because too much stress has the opposite effect. It actually creates inflammation in the scalp
Right.
when it's too much cortisol released to the scalp, released through the body, trying to fight that stress. It creates inflammation of the scalp. That inflammation affects hair growth. So exercise and minimizes stress. It helps you sleep better, which helps with your hair growth. It increases circulation to the scalp. Other exercises, you can exercise these fingers and do a scalp massage as
Hmm.
well. That is all about the scalp. That improves the blood circulation to the scalp. So
Hmm.
between the scalp massage, between breathing exercising, between any type of physical activity, running, you can do some weightlifting if you want to get it in. Look at that right now.
Look at
Let
that.
me let me show off that
You better
gun.
go ahead.
I've been
You
working
better,
hard for that
you
gun.
can tell. You
Yeah,
can tell. Next year we'll
yeah,
do this again, and I'll do mine.
yeah. You gonna show off your guns too?
Next year
Show
I'll
them
show
off.
off my
Next year now, I don't want you to have on no shirt. I need you to
look
wear that
next
tank top, and I need you to show them guns off.
next year.
Yeah, because
Just like I did the water. So
you
next year
did.
we're gonna do
Now,
that.
now you spoke it.
I'm dead. I'm serious.
Okay, all
I'm
right.
alive serious. I'm alive.
Okay, okay. And,
Serious.
and I'm gonna put you. I'm gonna be a prophet, and I'm gonna remind you of what you said. I'm gonna
Okay.
put you in remembrance of your own words. So,
I need it, so thank you.
yeah, but y'all exercising like it's like I said, it doesn't have to be complicated. Yeah, and as you said earlier, I believe in baby steps.
Mhm.
I believe in doing one thing differently. Just it starts with one thing,
Yes.
creating a healthy habit.
Yes.
Healthy habits is what leads to healthy body and healthy hair. So create one healthy habit around exercising. It's getting hot outside. Do something different. Sign up for a swimming class. If you don't want to saturate your hair wet, I get it. Hey, I got a whole video on how you can swim and maintain the health of your hair too. So, I got
Hmm.
if you want to swim, sign up for water aerobics. So I
Hmm.
challenge you all to do one thing different. to help you to grow differently. Just one thing, even if it's committing to stretching 3 times a week for 15 minutes, that's different. Even if it's committing to walking 3 times a week, that's different. Even if you are committing to relaxing and doing breathing exercises 5 minutes a day, that's different.
Mhm.
Even if you said, okay, I'm going to go all out and I'm going to use that gym membership that I have been paying for 6 months. I got it in January, but I haven't used it. Do something different. Go. So, as I said earlier, it may be uncomfortable, but if you ain't uncomfortable, you ain't growing. So, this is when I want you to get uncomfortable, do
Yes,
something different so that you can grow, not just your hair, but also your health and your body, because
yeah,
that's key.
absolutely. And there's a scripture that I read. I think it's in the Passion Translation, and it was I can't I have to I might put the reference in there, but it something that God has been challenging me with recently. It's like, if you want this resurrection life, then act like it,
Mm,
right? So, like, he's given us everything we need pertaining to life and godliness. Like, he's given us these things. It's now time for us to take hold of them, right?
mm-hmm.
And that's where people like you come in and encourage us to, like, keep going, look over here, not there, do
Yeah.
this. So appreciate that. There was an article that I read a while ago,
Mm-hmm.
and it was talking about the science of exercise, and it was saying how scientists have they've called this specific molecule the hope molecule. So when you exercise, there's a molecule that's released into your muscle, and the like the leg muscle, they actually
Mm-hmm.
call it the hope molecule. There's like YouTube videos about it. So, and it makes me think of, like, when we do those things, when we take those actions, like, think of it too, like, God is hope. Hope is inside of us as we do these things. So anyway, so that was that. So I do want to go back to, so you said something that was really important for us to think about, and to think about taking action. You talked about nutrient dense blood, right? So let's
Yes.
go back. Let's go back a little bit. So talk to us a little bit about how important it is, and how we can ensure that we have nutrient dense blood circulating.
Right. Okay. So, because I said the underrated factor is blood circulation, but it's not just blood circulation, it's nutrient dense blood.
Right.
And nutrient dense blood is primarily in what you're eating. Y'all, it's all in the food. Y'all have heard you are what you eat. I heard that my whole life. I don't think I made a connection to it until I was about 40. You are what you eat. So what you put in, what you see on the outside is in part a manifestation of what you put inside. So nutrient dense food is primarily food that comes from our fresh fruits and vegetables. That's the main thing. What you see on the outside when you go to the grocery store, what's on the outside, the non-processed food, everything on the inside is processed.
Mhm.
Most things, rather, it's processed. What's in the can, anything that is processed food is anything that has been frozen, it's been bagged, it's been canned. Um, Anything where the nutritional value has been compromised. And many times that happens even due to heat or the manufacturing processes.
Mhm.
So your fresh fruits and vegetables. I could even say this morning when I woke up, my husband said, Karen, I need a salad. I need a salad for breakfast. And I thought, okay, all right, we'll have a salad for breakfast. And he said, no, I don't feel like eating a salad. Just put it all in the blender. So I took my kale and my spinach and an apple and some blueberries and a banana, and I put it in my Vitamix and I blended it all up. So that
Mhm.
was my salad that I had through a straw. So there are so many nutrients within the whole foods, primarily that you eat.
Mhm.
Nutrients. And then, of course, there are nutrients in your protein. Y'all know we need protein. So, you can get protein from vegetables too. For those of you who do not eat, you can get your protein from your beans. Yes, and lentils are high in protein. So you can get your protein from different sources. Of course, you can get it from your animal sources too, but you can get everything you need from your plants, your fruits, your vegetables, stuff that come from the trees, some that stuff that comes from the ground, from the vines. Those are
Mm-hmm.
your nutrient dense foods. And of course, again, for those of you who eat meat, from your meats as well. Because many times when you're dealing with hair loss, one of the main things that I see, it's almost not all I'm saying almost or
Mm-hmm.
primarily if you're dealing with something here, it's a deficiency. If there's a deficiency here, there is more than likely a deficiency within, a
Mm-hmm.
deficiency primarily from our nutrition. Iron deficiency is one of the main deficiencies I see that lead to hair loss, slow growing hair, thinning
Mm-hmm.
hair. Vitamin D
Yep,
deficiency, yes, vitamin
that was
D,
me.
big one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, your vitamin D. And when I say deficiency, I mean when you go and get your blood work should be, if let's see, vitamin D, if there's a range from 30 to 150, I think 30 is,
Mm-hmm.
you don't want your vitamin D at 29 or
Yep.
30. Because if it's at 30, you're going to hear, oh, your vitamin D is normal. It might be within the normal range, but it's not optimal. You,
Right.
yeah, it's there's a
Right.
difference between
Right.
normal.
Adorable and optimal.
You
Thank
want
you.
optimal. If something
Thank
is optimal, it's normally in the middle range of that blood work. Optimal, there's a difference between optimal and normal.
you. Yep.
I have had vitamin D deficiency all my life.
Mm.
Know it because I would go to the doctor and either they would say, oh, your vitamin D is a little low, but it's okay. Or your vitamin D is 30. Oh, that's fine. It's normal. That's
Right.
not optimal. A
Right.
difference.
Right.
So, yeah, and then zinc is another deficiency
Mm-hmm.
I would see a lot. So, I would encourage you all, if you are dealing with um, hair loss or slow growing hair, iron and ferritin. So
Mm-hmm.
ferritin is iron's cousin. So actually ferritin is iron. It's a protein, it's iron storage. So it's your body's ability to store the iron that it produces,
Okay.
ferritin. So check ferritin as well. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Storage. So it is key that you really focus on the foods that you eat. Minimize the processed foods. Notice I said minimize. I didn't
Right.
tell you to
Right.
cut them all out
Right.
because when you're doing things different, it's when you're making these lifestyle changes, it takes time to make a lifestyle change. I do not believe into cut it all off and do
Yep.
it all at one time. Now, I'm not saying that's not possible for some, but for most, we have to take baby steps. So
Mm-hmm.
minimize the processed foods,
Mm-hmm.
minimize the fast foods. I was dealing with high cholesterol kept creeping up and creeping up and creeping up. And I knew getting on a medication was not an option. I knew I wasn't doing that. My doctor said, Karen, cut out fast food, cut out fried food, and cut out fatty food.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, I just went completely plant based, and my cholesterol went from 240 to 168 in three
Mm.
months, and I got the blood work to show it.
Wow.
So it is the food, health. It's nutrients, the
Mm-hmm.
food that we eat. Um, Minimize the sugar. Notice I said minimize, y'all. I'm using the word. I'm helping y'all out. I ain't say cut out. I said minimize the
Yes.
processed sugar. We struggle with that
Yes.
too. I mean, because sugar is almost in
Everything.
everything. Yeah, so you have to do baby steps. I remember I was in the grocery store and I wanted something sweet. And I picked up a cupcake and I looked at the back and it had like 46 grams of sugar. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
now, you know, if you're having a cupcake, it's going to have a lot of sugar in it.
Right.
But
Right.
I looked at how much sugar and I thought, oh, okay. And then I went over and I grabbed like a healthy organic oatmeal bar, which
Mm-hmm.
any added sugar and
Mm-hmm.
very good. Yeah. So I
Mm-hmm.
did something different. Sugar also creates inflammation in the body. Inflammation affects the body and it definitely affects the hair.
Mm-hmm.
So, and even in terms of, I want you all to start thinking about nutrition. I want you to start thinking about your hair differently and everything you eat, everything you drink, everything you do. Like, particularly for those who are dealing with hair challenges, I want you to look at things differently. So, as you said, Lynn, you look at your water. Like, you need to get that water in. Water is
Mm-hmm.
key, you all. I recommend, if you're a woman, at least 2 liters of water a day. It's not my recommendation. It's
Mm-hmm.
the one that the National Institute of Medicine recommends, liters of water for healthy hair growth, right? So you're looking at your water differently. So we talked about it last year, and now you're doing it. But you're not just looking at your water to nourish your body, which it does do that, but you're
Right.
looking at it to nourish your spirit. That's a
Yes.
different approach. So for those of you all, that's something that you can do, even exercise. Like, I look at exercise as worship. My work
Mm-hmm.
is my worship. When I work out, it is a way that I am not just getting my body healthy, but I am worshiping God through maintaining my temple,
Right.
because that is scriptural as well. So I want you to start looking at food differently.
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to heal what's going on with your scalp, or is it going to exacerbate it?
Mm-hmm.
It's the raw truth. And it's the truth that we need to hear, because it's the truth that we don't hear. And it's
Correct.
different from what we hear. And that is what we need to really focus on, what we're putting in our body, you all. And it is not like an overnight fix. I'm not saying that we should not enjoy things, but I think we need to really start doing a self check. Like, okay, I like sweets. Don't get it twisted. I love myself a donut, but I minimize my intake of donuts. I save it for the weekend.
Right.
Yeah, so just do it gradually, y'all. Take baby
Maybe-
steps,
Right. Right.
baby steps. And it is this lifestyle. I mean, over time, you'll start to notice a difference in your body and in your hair. I always tell people who participate in my class, your healthy hair is the bonus. It
Yes.
is the bonus. The healthy body is the foundation. The healthy hair is the bonus, because what you put it in your body affects the quality of the
Mm-hmm.
hair comes out. So,
Mm-hmm.
dealing with hair breakage and you can't figure out why, just check yourself. What am I eating? Is my nutrition nutrient dense? Because even if your blood is circulating, even if it's circulating, it may not be nutrient rich blood. So the hair that comes out might be weaker, might be more brittle, might be drier, it may be more susceptible to breakage. It's the quality of the hair that comes out. And that
Mm-hmm.
quality of hair is directly related to what's going on within the body.
100%.
Yes.
100%. Because I actually just came out, I did a video a couple of weeks ago where I just had an episode, right?
Uh,
And I think it was probably stress
uh,
induced,
uh,
and definitely connected to probably the stress and my eating. Like, everything kind of just took a
uh,
downturn, and my hair showed it.
uh,
And
uh,
I ended up having breakage or shedding, excess, a lot of shedding. And it always, right, I'll go back to the basics:
yeah.
water, nutrition,
Yes.
increase the smoothies, like,
Yes.
and by the grace of God, it I didn't lose.
Mhm.
I didn't lose a ton of it. I definitely lost some, because you can tell where I had to cut it down. But it also, I heard this woman say this too, like, 'cause people who struggle sometimes with chronic alopecia. And I hesitate to say that, but I'm also to the point where, if you can't call it, how is it going to be healed, right? So call it what it is,
Right.
right?
Right.
And so it's not like a name it and claim it. Call it what it is.
Mhm.
But she was saying how, if you're suffering from a chronic condition, that is our cue for persistent praise,
Mm.
right?
That's
And so many people on this channel are dealing with the chronic version of some type of, hair
Mhm.
loss, hair loss. And so this is, I think, a reminder to us, a persistent praise in our action, in our words,
Mhm.
in our, what we eat, right?
Mhm.
What we drink. And it's not a judgment as much as it's a call to higher, a call to what we were created for, right?
Mhm.
And so just encourage everyone to take, as we always say, the next right step, right?
Right.
Um, I do have a question about, or tips you can give us when it comes to scalp care and hair care, because now all of us are going to be taking all these next steps towards exercise. We're going to be sweating. We're going to be engaging in all the movements that are beneficial for us, right, everybody? We're going to be doing that.
We are.
So what are the ways, any tips on how we can ensure that we're, properly caring for our scalp
Okay.
as we work out? And then we can close with any of your sort of, I try to close it. What are the top 3 things that we need to be thinking about, in terms of the next right step? And then I'll give you your time back.
Okay. So I wanted to say first about nutrition, because I wanted to make sure that you all get it, like in terms of nutrition. I want you to remember that your scalp receives nutrition last. Last. So whatever you eat feeds your vital organs first. It goes to your scalp last. And that is why it is so key that you are giving your body more than enough to feed your vital organs first and your hair follicles last. They're considered non-essential. So I wanted to make sure I pointed that out so that you know the importance of nutrition. Now, in terms of scalp care, oh, I tell you, when you are exercising, so yes, I know that you are going to take the next right step to incorporate some form of exercise. And a part of that might be increased sweat. And some of you might be dealing with increased sweat in general, like me, if you're going through menopause or perimenopause, and if you're on fire, like I am right now, you're on fire, your scalp might just get sweaty. So I
Yeah.
can't what to do. The main thing with the scalp, so healthy hair starts within the healthy body. And then from the body, you go to the scalp. The scalp is the foundation for the hair to actually grow out of. But when you're sweating, what is sweat? Sweat is composed of course, water. Sweat is good because it helps to detox the body, but it detox the pores, but it also has salt. And think about salt. What is salt? Salt is drying, right? So when your body releases this sweat and it has water in it and it has salt, the water is going to evaporate. And what's left behind? Everything else,
Right.
including the salt. Do you want all that salt sitting on your scalp?
Nope.
No. So, in terms of caring for the scalp when you're sweating, I recognize that you're not going to shampoo your scalp every day or wash your hair every day. I get that. But you can still take care of your scalp even if you don't wash your hair. There are 2 things that I recommend. One thing is, have you heard of Hydrasols?
No.
A hydrosol. I got so much stuff around this house. What the different types of hydrosols, like there's lavender from flowers, lavender hydrosol or lemongrass hydrosol are the 2 that
Oh,
I recommend for the scalp. But a hydrosol is a little different from, like, let's see, lavender water, which
okay.
is really maybe the lavender water might be the essential oil and the water mixed together. The hydrosol is just a byproduct of the distillation process from the essential oil. So without getting too technical, if you look at a hydrosol, for example, a lavender hydrosol may smell like lavender water,
Okay.
but it is astringent. So
Ah,
it's
okay.
clarifying, it cleanses. And because it's a water, it also hydrates the scalp as well. So, water or hydration, of course, is important to a healthy scalp. So, it has many, many properties that's excellent for scalp care. You can go out and get lavender hydrosol, put it in a spray bottle after you exercise, or if you're having one of those hot flashes at night, and you can just spray it directly to your scalp and massage it in. It's great for the scalp and it's great for the hair. So that is one tip. I
That's
know
good. That's good. I never heard about that
yeah,
one.
most people haven't. Hydrosols are amazing. Lemongrass hydrosol is excellent for the scalp as well. So you're looking for products that are light enough for the scalp, that's not going to clog the scalp, but will also provide some gentle clarifying for the scalp. Because we're not washing our hair every day.
Mm-mm.
If you're swimming, I can give you a whole list of tips for those who swim too. But again, I have a YouTube video on that.
Go to our
But
channel.
for sweating, for exercising, do clarify your scalp with a hydrosol or with apple cider vinegar. So many of us have heard about apple ACV. You can dilute that apple cider vinegar. You can dilute it with water. So basically, you're putting a cup of water to a
Mhm.
tablespoon of ACV. Put that on your scalp, and you can leave it on your scalp. Now, some of you all, the reason I recommended the hydrosol, because you hate the way ACV smells. It does dissipate when it's properly diluted. It actually does dissipate, but you can use that. ACV is clarifying, so you can spray that on your scalp. Because when I exercise, I don't wash my hair every day,
Right.
but I make sure my scalp is clean. Now, when I do wash my hair and my scalp, I do recommend that you get in the habit of cleansing your scalp at least once a week. Now,
Mhm.
some of you are like, no, Karen, I ain't doing once a week. Okay, you can stretch it to 10 days. And I'm not talking about the times when you're in a protective style, you're stretching it several weeks. I'm just talking about general hair care. Make sure that scalp is clean. If you are exercising a lot, you can start out using a clarifying shampoo for your scalp and your hair. And then, of course, move to your next regular moisturizing shampoo for the scalp, because scalp care is key. Depending on how much hair you have. Of course, if your hair is shorter like yours, Lens,
Mhm.
you can cleanse your hair twice a week if you want. So it's a little
Mhm.
bit when you have short hair. I remember my short hair days.
But
Oh
look,
my
for real, with the short hair though, one thing that I found, which I'm washing it every about 7 days,
God.
but there are seasons when I would do every 4 days or so, and my hair grew. I need to go back to that because it seemed like it really took off when I was washing like every 4 to 5 days.
Yes, and you know why? Because your hair is getting maximum moisture on wash.
Ah,
So it's like, I know, I think we've been tricked into believing that our hair will only grow when it's dirty, or it's crazy for us to wash our hair twice a week or once a week. Like, oh no, that's too much. I mean, people have said on my YouTube channel, I've heard some very interesting things from people who said, no, I ain't washing my hair once a week, but your hair and your scalp is getting maximum
yeah.
moisture. So many times it's not, growth comes from within, retention is what comes out. So when we're trying to retain the hair that we grow within, we need maximum moisture. And wash day is the day your hair receives maximum moisture. Your scalp receives maximum moisture.
Right.
It
Right.
lets build up from your scalp, from the sweat, and from the hair products, and from the hair grease, and from the oils, and from all the
Right.
products that we put on our scalp. And we throw off the pH microbiome of our scalp by
Yes.
everything that we apply, and not to mention the elements like the environmental
Yes.
that our scalp has to deal with. So yes, you can cleanse your hair more frequently, and that is why you're able to retain more hair
That
from
is,
showing
I
it
don't
more.
know. I never put two and two together.
Yes, yes. Oh, and Teresa Shetty, don't let me go. That's a whole other video. I can
Look,
go down that
y'all.
road too.
Look,
But
y'all need to make sure you go to Karen's YouTube channel. She is always putting out videos and shorts. I mean, the 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 teacher to the world, right? To the as we said earlier, the wisdom and the gifts that you share are just such
oh,
a blessing to this earth.
thank
It's
you.
a blessing to this earth.
I love this stuff, Liz. I can sit here all day. You know how we do. We can talk
I
for a
know.
long
I
time.
know. I know.
But I love it. And it is really my heart for women to take this holistic approach
Yes.
to their hair, and especially for their health, because we
Yes.
want to live long, healthy lifestyles.
Yes.
And I just feel like God has given us everything that
Yes.
we need to live a long and healthy lifestyle.
Yes.
And
Keep going. I was gonna say like that is I feel like that's the perfect way to close up because you have been so generous with your time. And you've already given us a ton of things that we can do. I would say to everyone, just pick one or two things that you out of the things that you saw today. Pick one or two things. And Karen, I do want to give you the last minute or so for anything that you want to share. How if you want to close out, but yeah, give time is your take the last minute to say whatever it is that you feel led to say or share, and then we'll close out.
if I could recommend just three things that you can do differently. Just three things. First, I'm going to start with water.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to, I as we talked about hair care for water, how important water is for the hair. I want you to think about that water for your body too. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the first thing. Just increase your water intake. So I recommend 2 liters a day. That's a lot for some people. If you can't start with 2 liters, before you get to 2 liters, you got to get to 1 liter. And before
Yes.
you get to 1 liter, you might have to get to 1 cup. And for some before you get to 1 cup, you might have to get to 1 sip. So wherever you are, just gradually increase it. Just start to drink more water. And the second thing, I want you to think about the blood circulation. Exercise for the movement for the body, movement. So, walking. I feel like walking is the easiest thing that you can do. If you don't
Mm-hmm.
exercise, start by walking 30 minutes a day. And
Mm-hmm.
you can do a 2-for-1, like with Linda. She takes her water and that's her worship. You can walk, you can meditate, you can pray, you can think, you can reflect, you can calm your body when
Mm-hmm.
you're walking. So, walking, that's the second thing. Now, if you're already past the walking and you know yourself and you need to step it up to another level, you
Mm-hmm.
know what you need to do. Like I just completed some marathons last year. You may want to challenge yourself, yes, to step it up. I did it last year.
That's amazing.
So if you want to, if you're already walking, you might want to jog. You might want to try a exercise class, a fitness class. That is key. Get movement into your life. And then the last one, and I feel like this one just trumps every everything else, quite frankly, is to
Mm-hmm.
find a way to manage your stress.
Mm.
You may be doing everything right. You may be eating properly. You may be drinking your water. You may be exercising, which helps with your stress. If you need to be more intentional about stress management, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what it's being intentional about stress management. If you are someone who prays and you haven't been praying,
Mm.
I encourage you to set aside 5 minutes a day. And when I say pray, I mean talking to God and listening to God.
Yes.
And the key is doing more listening than
Then
talking.
talk.
That's the key. I
Right.
know, I get it. We're women. We like talk. We like to go. But
Yes.
sometimes you just have to get quiet and just listen. And sometimes 5 minutes is all it takes. Just
Mm-hmm.
5. Managing, you will be amazed in terms of stress. That is my number one stress management technique.
Yes. Yes.
I really am very intentional about praying
Mm-hmm.
every, because when I don't, I am off.
Yep.
Even yeah, I am. I'm off. So be real intentional about that stress management. And if praying is what helps you, then pray.
Mm-hmm.
There's a channel that I follow by Calm Formations.
Okay.
She's on YouTube. She has activity books
Mm.
for stress management. She even has an activity book for healthy hair growth. From me.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
I'm a,
I hit the thing. Let me just grab it.
okay.
This is what it is. Actually, I have it sitting here. It's Confirmations for healthy hair.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to find that.
It is Confirmations for healthy hair growth.
I'm gonna
It
find that.
it's it's positivity. Like when you read it, I'm
Mhm.
managing my stress levels. My The healthier my body gets, the healthier my hair grows. My
Mm.
scalp are getting nutrients they need. It's an activity book.
Oh,
Um,
what's her name?
it's by Calm Formation.
Formations. Okay, got it. I'll
Yeah,
find it. I'll find it.
it's something that I use. It's something that I recommend. But really get to a place of calm.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Prayer, through confirmations, through stress management. I feel like that trumps everything, because you may be doing everything right, but if you cannot manage your stress,
Right.
then that trumps everything.
Right.
I've dealt with people who have fabulous lifestyles, but they are so stressed out
Mm-hmm.
that they're not happy
Mm-hmm.
because they're so stressed out. So that stress management is key.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And of course, I'm a prayer person. I have a prayer that I would love to read to you all.
Yes.
I love to end everything in prayer. But even before I say that, as I said, just in terms of what I do, I have a class, Let's Get Growing. You can check it out. If you need some accountability, check out the class at curlhouseacademy.com. I have products on curlhouse.com. But remember, healthy hair starts within the body. So products is one level, but having that holistic
Yes.
lifestyle is really key.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. You are welcome. I have,
Thank you
when I
so
was on the show
much.
before, I read this prayer and I
Yes.
had so many prayer requests. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to end this session with
Yes.
the very same prayer. You,
Yes.
if you need a little prayer, if you need
Yes.
help, I have a prayer that's specific to healthy hair and healthy hair growth, and we can wrap up with that. And if you're interested in the prayer, you can send me an email to info@curlhouse.com. But I would love to wrap up with this prayer.
Let's do it. Let's
Okay,
do it.
let's do it. Okay, you all. Thank you, Lord, for this day and for your many blessings. Thank you, Lord, for my beautiful hair. I ask that you activate my hair follicles and completely restore the health of my scalp and hair. Keep me mindful of my responsibilities to do self care. Show me strategies to help manage and minimize stress. Please give me the strength and discipline to eat healthier and exercise regularly. Give me the power and courage to make changes in my life that I may live a long, healthy, and prosperous life. Allow me to be a success story so that I may encourage others to step into faith and restore their crown. Thank you for caring about me and caring about my concerns. For these things I am thankful, and for these things I pray. In Jesus' name, amen. Let's pray.
Amen.
Yes,
Amen. Thank you.
you are welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Everyone, email her, get
Yes,
that prayer card.
info@curlhouse.com.
Yep. And then also go to the Crow House Academy. We'll link everything below so you can stay in contact. You can sign up for the course. You are such a gift. I'm so incredibly grateful to God for you.
Thank you.
And maybe next year I'll be back up.
Yes, I want to see the guns next year.
We're gonna work on it next year. And
To see 'em.
as always, everyone live well, live blessed, nourish your crown, and we'll see you in the next video.
Okay, bye.
Bye.